Today's video will uncover one of the most overlooked dangers to your heart health after 60, eating red meat every day. For decades, many seniors have trusted steak, burgers, or bacon as a reliable source of protein. But new research reveals this daily habit may be quietly speeding up heart aging and increasing hidden risks most people never notice. In this video, we'll break down what actually happens inside your body when red meat becomes a daily routine, highlight eye-opening findings from Harvard and other top studies, and most importantly, give you delicious, heart-friendly alternatives that can protect your health and even add years to your life. This is life-changing information every senior deserves to know. So stay tuned and let's get started.
Picture this. You're enjoying your usual breakfast of bacon and eggs, thinking you're getting good protein to start your day. But what if I told you that this daily habit could be slowly damaging your heart in ways you never imagined? I know this might sound alarming, especially if red meat has been a staple of your diet for decades, but here's what most seniors don't realize. Your body at 60 isn't the same as it was at 30. And that daily steak, hamburger, or bacon that never seemed to bother you before, it's now working against your heart in dangerous ways. The truth is, after 60, your cardiovascular system becomes increasingly vulnerable. Your arteries aren't as flexible as they once were. Your heart has been working for decades, and it needs your help now more than ever. Yet millions of seniors continue eating red meat every single day, unknowingly accelerating their risk of heart attack, stroke, and heart failure. But here's the thing. You don't have to give up delicious, satisfying meals to protect your heart. You just need to understand what's really happening inside your body when you eat red meat daily, and then make some simple swaps that could literally add years to your life. Every time you eat red meat, your body starts a complex process that directly impacts your cardiovascular system. Let me walk you through exactly what happens, step by step. First, red meat is loaded with saturated fat and cholesterol. When you eat that juicy steak or burger, these fats enter your bloodstream and begin coating the walls of your arteries. Think of it like sludge slowly building up in your pipes. But here's where it gets particularly dangerous for seniors. Your arteries have already lost some of their elasticity over the years. They're not as good at expanding and contracting as they once were. So when cholesterol and fat start accumulating on the artery walls, your aging cardiovascular system struggles to compensate. Your heart has to work harder to push blood through these narrowing passages. Your blood pressure starts to rise. And with each passing day of red meat consumption, this process accelerates. There's another mechanism at work that's even more concerning. Red meat contains high levels of sodium, especially processed varieties like bacon, sausage, and deli meats. This excess sodium forces your body to retain water, increasing blood volume and putting additional strain on your already working heart. For seniors whose kidneys aren't filtering as efficiently as they once did, this sodium overload becomes a perfect storm for cardiovascular problems. Your heart is working overtime while your arteries are becoming more restricted. It's a combination that can be deadly. The evidence against red meat consumption for seniors isn't just theory. It's backed by decades of solid research from the world's most respected medical institutions. A groundbreaking study from Harvard Medical School followed over 120,000 adults for 28 years. The results were staggering. Those who ate red meat daily had a 30% higher risk of dying from heart disease compared to those who limited their intake. For seniors specifically, this risk jumped even higher. The American Heart Association conducted their own comprehensive analysis, examining data from multiple studies involving over 1.4 million participants. Their conclusion was clear. Daily red meat consumption significantly increases the risk of coronary heart disease, stroke, and heart failure, especially in adults over 60. But perhaps most compelling was research published in the New England Journal of Medicine that specifically looked at seniors aged 65 and older. They found that those who ate red meat every day were 58% more likely to experience a major cardiac event within 5 years compared to those who chose alternative proteins. Dr. Frank Hu, professor of nutrition and epidemiology at Harvard, put it simply, The evidence is overwhelming. Daily red meat consumption accelerates cardiovascular aging and dramatically increases heart disease risk, particularly in older adults. These aren't just statistics. They represent real people, real families, and real consequences of dietary choices that many seniors make without realizing the danger. While cholesterol gets most of the attention when we talk about red meat and heart health, there are hidden dangers that are equally concerning, and most people have never heard of them. When you eat red meat, your gut bacteria break it down and produce a compound called TMAO, trimethylamine oxide. This substance is like poison for your cardiovascular system. TMAO accelerates the buildup of plaque in your arteries and makes your blood more likely to clot. For seniors whose blood is already more prone to clotting due to age-related changes, TMAO represents a significant additional risk. Studies have shown that people with high TMAO levels are up to 6 times more likely to suffer a heart attack or stroke. But there's another hidden danger that's particularly relevant for seniors: chronic inflammation. Red meat, especially processed varieties, triggers inflammatory responses throughout your body. This inflammation doesn't just affect your joints or muscles, it directly damages the lining of your blood vessels. Think of inflammation as your arteries being constantly irritated and inflamed, like having a continuous sunburn on the inside of your cardiovascular system. Over time, this chronic irritation leads to scarring, plaque buildup, and increased risk of blood clots. Red meat also disrupts your gut microbiome, the delicate balance of bacteria in your digestive system that plays a crucial role in heart health. A healthy gut microbiome produces compounds that protect your cardiovascular system. But daily red meat consumption feeds harmful bacteria while starving the beneficial ones. This gut imbalance doesn't just affect digestion, it directly impacts your heart health by increasing inflammation, raising blood pressure, and interfering with your body's ability to process cholesterol effectively. Age changes everything when it comes to how your body handles red meat. The cardiovascular system that could easily process a daily burger in your 30s simply can't keep up with that demand in your 60s and beyond. Your metabolism is slowed down significantly, which means fats and cholesterol from red meat stay in your system longer. Your liver, which processes cholesterol, isn't as efficient as it once was. And your kidneys, responsible for filtering waste products and excess sodium, are working at reduced capacity. But perhaps most importantly, your arteries have undergone decades of wear and tear. They've lost elasticity, accumulated some plaque deposits, and developed microscopic damage that makes them more vulnerable to the harmful effects of daily red meat consumption.
Seniors also tend to be less physically active than younger adults, which means they're not burning off the excess calories and fats from red meat as efficiently. This combination of slower metabolism, reduced activity, and aging cardiovascular systems creates a perfect storm where daily red meat consumption becomes exponentially more dangerous. Research has consistently shown that the same amount of red meat that might pose minimal risk to a 30-year-old can be genuinely dangerous for someone over 60. Your body simply isn't equipped to handle it the same way anymore. But here's where our story takes a hopeful turn. You don't have to sacrifice flavor, satisfaction, or protein to protect your heart. There are incredible alternatives that not only taste great, but actually help heal and strengthen your cardiovascular system.
Let's start with fish, nature's perfect heart medicine. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids that do the exact opposite of what red meat does to your heart. They reduce inflammation, lower blood pressure, and actually help clear plaque from your arteries. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who replaced red meat with fish just 3 times per week saw measurable improvements in their cardiovascular markers within 8 weeks. Their blood pressure dropped, their cholesterol improved, and markers of inflammation decreased significantly. Plant-based proteins offer another powerful alternative. Beans, lentils, and chickpeas are packed with protein, fiber, and nutrients that actively support heart health.
They help lower cholesterol, stabilize blood sugar, and provide sustained energy without the cardiovascular stress of red meat. Poultry, when prepared without the skin and not fried, provides lean protein without the saturated fat load of red meat. Turkey and chicken breast are excellent sources of protein that won't stress your cardiovascular system. Even eggs, yes, eggs, are a better choice than daily red meat for seniors. Recent research has shown that eggs don't raise cholesterol levels the way we once thought, and they provide complete protein along with nutrients that support heart health. The key is making the switch gradually and finding alternatives that you genuinely enjoy. Your heart will begin benefiting from these changes almost immediately. Making this transition doesn't have to be overwhelming or complicated. Here's a simple, practical approach that thousands of seniors have used successfully to protect their hearts while still enjoying delicious meals. Start with Meatless Monday. Replace your usual red meat dinner with grilled salmon, a hearty lentil soup, or a flavorful bean and vegetable stew. This single change reduces your weekly red meat consumption by about 15%. Tuesday can become Fish Day. Experiment with different preparations of heart-healthy fish. Baked cod with herbs, grilled salmon with lemon, or even canned salmon in a salad provides excellent protein while actively supporting your cardiovascular health. For Wednesday, try poultry, but prepare it in heart-healthy ways. Grilled chicken breast with vegetables, turkey meatballs with whole grain pasta, or a comforting chicken and vegetable soup. Thursday is perfect for plant-based proteins. A 3-bean chili, lentil curry, or chickpea salad can be surprisingly satisfying and delicious. These meals are often more affordable than red meat while providing superior nutrition for your heart. By Friday, you can have another fish day, and weekends can include moderate amounts of lean poultry or more plant-based options. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Even reducing your red meat consumption from daily to 3 times per week can significantly reduce your cardiovascular risk. And as you discover new flavors and preparations, you might find that you don't miss red meat as much as you expected. Remember, this isn't about deprivation. It's about giving your heart the best possible chance to stay strong and healthy for years to come. But before we finish, there's one fact about daily red meat consumption that's so shocking, most people can barely believe it when they first hear it. A landmark study published in the Archives of Internal Medicine followed 500,000 adults for over 16 years. The results were more dramatic than anyone expected. Seniors who ate red meat every day had a 31% higher risk of dying from heart disease and a 36% higher risk of dying from any cause compared to those who ate red meat less than twice per week. But here's the most shocking part. The study found that even small amounts of daily red meat consumption accelerated cardiovascular aging. Participants who ate just 2 ounces of red meat daily, that's less than a quarter of a typical burger, showed measurable increases in arterial stiffness and inflammatory markers within just 6 months. The researchers concluded that there appears to be no safe level of daily red meat consumption for seniors. Every single day you eat red meat, you're accelerating cardiovascular damage that accumulates over time. Dr. Rashmi Sinha, who led the study, stated, "The data suggests that seniors who eat red meat daily are essentially choosing to age their cardiovascular system faster than necessary." The good news is that this process can be slowed, stopped, or even partially reversed by making different protein choices. This isn't about fear-mongering, it's about empowering you with information that could literally save your life. The choice is yours. But now you know what the science really says about daily red meat consumption after 60. Your heart has been working faithfully for you for decades. It's been pumping blood, delivering oxygen, and keeping you alive through countless meals, sleepless nights, stressful moments, and joyful celebrations. Now it's your turn to take care of it. The beautiful truth is that it's never too late to make changes that benefit your cardiovascular health. Your heart is remarkably resilient and begins responding to positive changes almost immediately. Within weeks of reducing red meat consumption, many seniors notice improved energy,
better sleep, and a general sense of feeling lighter and more vibrant. Remember, this isn't about perfection or completely eliminating foods you enjoy. It's about understanding that daily red meat consumption poses serious risks to your aging cardiovascular system and making informed choices that prioritize your health and longevity. Replace that daily red meat with heart-healthy alternatives like fish, beans, lentils, and lean poultry. Your arteries will thank you, your blood pressure will improve, and you'll be giving yourself the best possible chance for a long, healthy life. If this information has opened your eyes to something you didn't know before, please share it with other seniors who might benefit. A simple like helps this important message reach more people who need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical health tips designed specifically for life after 60. Your heart's future truly is in your hands. Make choices today that your future self will thank you for, because every healthy meal is an investment in more years of vitality, independence, and time with the people you love most.